and welcome back to JavaScript Playground. In this video, we will talk about how to update HTML elements. The equivalent of JavaScript's inner HTML is the HTML method, which is provided by jQuery. In other words, we can use this HTML method to get content of selected HTML elements. This content can either be text or more HTML elements. So here is the syntax. So to get values, we do $ and selector. So this will select our HTML element. And we use the HTML method on top of these selected HTML elements. Similarly, to set values, we do $selector. So this would select our HTML element, followed by the method HTML, and we pass a parameter, which is the child element that we want to append to it. Similarly, to set values, first we select the HTML element, and then inside this HTML method, we pass some child elements. So this will just replace whatever is the content inside currently with this new child elements that we just passed. Let's try an example to understand it better. So inspect, console, say $, and the ID for the first element is 1. So let's try selecting it. So #1. So as you can see, we're getting the list item with ID 1. Now let's try using this HTML method on this. So $#1.html. So as you can see, it's giving us this text. So the reason being, inside that HTML element, we just have text. Similarly, if you try to select this nav bar with the ID top bar, it should give us HTML elements. So let's give that a try. So instead of #ID, it will be top bar. And as you can see, it's giving us these divs, spans, and paragraphs. Now let's try to create new HTML elements. So this function here, it gets the to-do list from backend, and this is where we are calling it. So let's comment it. And as you can see, the list is not being called from the backend. So to create a new HTML element, we can simply do something like this. Let's say list item in brace. Inside these double quotes, list, and say first list item li. Let's try printing it. Let's save it. And as you can see, it's giving us this list item, which is still a text right now. Now to append this to an HTML element, we can use the jQuery method called append that we've used earlier. So let's give that a try. So the main list is stored inside this list variable. So what we can do is list.append, and we can pass this newly created list item. Let's save it. And as you can see, we get this list item over here. You can also append multiple elements using the same append method. So let's create a few more list items. So let's say 1, 2, and 3. And let's say 1, 2, and 3 over here as well. Now this append method, it can accept multiple HTML elements. So we can pass others like this, list item 1, 2, and 3. So when we save it and check our web page, so it has these 4 HTML elements. Similarly, if you want, you can pass more or you can pass lesser. Similarly, to remove HTML elements, jQuery gives you access to another method called remove. So let's give that a try. So list.remove. So this will remove the entire list. So let's save it. And as you can see, there's no list over here. Say you wanted to remove the first item. So first to select the first item. Let's say list first. So as you can see, the first item is not there. It starts from list item 1. Similarly, instead of putting it inside, you can also put it outside. jQuery allows this chaining of methods. So let's save it. And as you can see, still the first element is gone. Similarly, say you wanted to remove the last one, you could do something like this. And now the list item 3 is not visible. Similarly, say you wanted the second one, so you would pass 1 over here because that would be the position. And as you can see, we just have list item 2, and list item 3. So that's how you can remove these elements. And that's a wrap for today.